And you can okay it on your end.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Kat, for agreeing to do this reading with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the opening prayer, and then you'll be able to ask your question, and then we'll go ahead and do the reading. All right.
That's
So
good.
if you want, you can put your hands on your heart or close your eyes. Hmm. We seek sacred guidance. We open our hearts and minds to a higher influence. We imagine before us a direct, radiant link from our conscious mind to our higher selves, our spirit, and all the divine forces of the universe. May this sacred connection now speak to us through these cards, and may the messages we receive be clear, truthful, and aligned with our highest good. And so it is. All right. So,
Sure.
would you like to choose the cards or would you like me to choose them?
Um, I'll let you choose them. How many times are you gonna do it once? Right.
Um, yeah, we're doing one full reading and it's going to be about 35, 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, you can choose them. I'll
Yeah.
let you choose them.
Um, okay. Before we do that, I'm going to be holding on to the cards as you are sharing your question that you are seeking guidance with.
You want me to share the question you said?
Mhm.
Okay. So, I mean, there's kind of like a two-part that's sort of kind of related. So it's one of them was kind of what well, I guess I could go with like just getting connected more with my guides. I feel like there is a block. Um, and I mean, I know I get messages now and it's like I have to kind of listen more, but I feel like I do, and it feels almost the same as if I don't listen, if that makes sense. Like I mean, I meditate and things like that, but I don't know. Like for, well, I guess mostly it's because I want to like clarification for what modality I should focus on. Like I'm kind of always so busy researching and studying different things. And I don't know if there's one certain path I should take, or even if it's not one path, like I know it could be a couple mixed and stuff, but um, I don't know, just kind of that and like for my higher self in general, like just or in general, like my guides just to I don't know if they're kind of really not really, but yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's kind of my question, just kind of like what path I should take
Mhm.
and maybe how I can hear my guides to help me with that maybe.
Okay, beautiful. All right. I'm going to just, Mhm. All right. Have you heard how I pick up my cards? See those little,
No. Uh-huh.
like they come through and I shuffle some more. I circle them around. Well, this one's choosing right away. And there.
So it's
Uh,
like the one sticking out, I guess.
no, it's the one that has the shooting stars.
Oh, okay.
There, it's like the image is like it has the
Yeah, I
shooting
see it.
star. And it's the one that sort of shows themselves. I don't know, it's sort of how I've
So if
been.
you see the shooting star, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, hello, I'm here.
Hmm.
Um,
Not all of them have that. That's cool.
no, the it they're all rotated.
Oh, I see. And the
So
ones that are
it
on that
shows up at
side.
different points. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is a white card. So you might not see it very clearly. Maybe I should have a black card. Well, you got it. All right. Okay. So what I usually do is I will give you what I'm getting for each card. And there are multiple meanings that could possibly be for each card. So a lot of times what I will do is I'll say the first thing that comes to mind, and then oftentimes I'll get a correction, like an immediate correction, if it's not the right sort of one that matches. And again, if you have a pencil and paper, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Somewhere nearby? Okay. So again, like if you have any follow-up questions, just write them down. So when it trickles down, we can connect. But anyway, the three cards will kind of start coming together, right? When I
Yeah.
first see them, like I don't see any connection until like we start rolling. So it's kind of a cool discovery. All right, let's get started. So when I'm getting from the blank card is always the sky's the limit. So it's sort of this just immense amount of space. And it just also reminds me of you and I are familiar with QHHT. So, when you have the black room, you go in you have nothing, or there's all white, or you're seeing all white. And it's never just all white and all black. There's qualities to it. So whenever I see the white card, it always signifies the sky's the limit, and it's sort of there are no borders. And it's very similar to what you're seeing here, like you kind of don't see the card. And I will come back to that in a second because it does connect with your question. Um, this symbol, the first word that came through when I first saw it was resonate, like resonant or resonate, and things that resonate and things that align. And interestingly, this is sort of like working, like when you're looking at this one talks about like paring down, getting rid of, um, uh, like I'm seeing an image of a boat and like you're throwing overboard things that are just like weighing you down. And like you're throwing things overboard to lighten the load and exist and be safe, right?
Mhm.
So and it's interesting because I do feel like you were talking about the modality to focus, and it's more about the things that obviously, and again, a lot of times when you have these readings, you get a lot of really like superficially cliche sounding messages, but the it's actually very layered, and it sounds very cliche, but it's very layered. So when you come to this one, yeah, you say, of course, the ones that resonate, the ones that feel aligned, but it's kind of a two-parter. It's about getting rid of um, the things that don't feel that they carry the same weight. What I'm getting also with this card um, is it came through and they went again. It's gonna come back. I'm sorry. Like sometimes I'm on a roll and then I need to start writing things down. So, oh yeah. So when things do not, it's not about it's not about which one. It's not about which one is the one. It's the movement. So when here you have no limits, and in having no limits, it's kind of an invitation to just move anywhere outside of the circle or anywhere within that circle. Sorry, I need to turn my heat off. Um, so the more important thing to do is to create, and when spirit says create, it's more like live, like you're moving. It's like playing chess. You're making a move. So, so this one is saying like it's kind of an invitation for not becoming stagnant. It's an invitation for a movement and in any direction. Because that's really what I'm seeing when I'm seeing this circle is I'm seeing you at the center and you kind of going in any direction. And the invitation is to move. The invitation is to engage. Um, this one is incredibly meaningful because it does require you to, I mean, it's kind of like manipulation of sounds or manipulation of like turn this down so you can turn this up and listen and as a way to cull or clean out the amount of sort of things you've got going. So it's like an invitation for quality over quantity, obviously, you know, like where um you're being asked to develop a very simple, um, there's a list, simple, manageable, not manageable. No, I was corrected. Um, Sustainable. There you go. That was the word. So simple, sustainable practice by which you can hear yourself. And the hearing of yourself is like so incredibly important and very much emphasized. Um, because that's going to be the guide. That is the guide. Um, and then out of this, you will have this. You will have the ability to instantly recognize what is again too extra, too heavy for the boat, too much. Like it's not something essential. Um, or as important as other things that carry more importance. Um, I'm trying to tune in because there's more with this one. Yeah, I mean, I'm asking if it's more like listening externally, internally. It's very heavy on the internal, like listening on the internal. Um, and my question is, like I know you personally, so I'm asking like, well, she's already doing that. And I'm sensing for the question for the answer for that because I do know, you know, that you're already a seeker. It's like there's a like I'm being shown that there's a sense of doubt that comes through and that sort of okay, it's clear now. So the sense of doubt is, let me see if I can explain it. The sense of doubt comes from you're looking at it like, is this the real deal? Or like in some ways, if it comes from you, there's a slightly less value in your mind about it. But what Spirit is saying is that it's equally or even more valuable that it comes from you. So to clarify, in case that wasn't clear, is that sometimes when messages come through, there's a certain feeling that, oh, that it needs to have a certain level of, I want to say sacred, but that's not really what I mean, of veracity. I don't know, is that even a word? That it needs to feel like it's
Like
coming from a
official
place of
almost.
special. What? Coming from a
Like
special place, or coming from a sacred place, and then you'll relieve it, right? But sort of you're being invited um, to recognize that the inner um, that inner voice is just as sacred or more so. And so, and that's the reason why the emphasis uh, on the creating a sustainable, simple. Like those words are really important. Simple because it will be sustainable if it's simple. Sustainable because then if it's sustainable, you'll do it over time and then it will what do you call it? Like it's a bank thing. You'll multiply, will have compound. It will compound. Um I'm seeing if there's any more behind this one. Um they're saying that that's sort of a very human thing to want to just like collect and like it's like a it's not like you don't need it. You almost can do one thing and that will be enough. Um I'm asking you as one thing. I'm like one thing. Like, um I think it's also just to give you sort of a sense of like rest. Like there's this, I'm being shown like a hamster on a hamster wheel kind of thing, and sort of like running on a hamster wheel and trying to, um, the words that coming up is like match up or like, um, maybe a sense of competitiveness, maybe not a competitiveness. I don't know what to say it to be like, um, but like you need to like block off that, like block off any sense that you're not doing enough because those are just it's like I'm being shown like static energy, like wasted energy, wrong focus, focusing on that just waste your energy. It's like your frequency is messed up by that. So just like, I mean, I'm being shown like just like, like this, like just block off any sense of like feeling like you need to do more for the sake of doing more, or in some ways to feel like you need to. Like there should be no should need to or need to do. Um, I'm checking back with this one for a sec. I mean, when I look at this, I just get a really sort of like this sense of like freshness, like up in the air. And it's like I feel it like in my nose, and I'm trying to figure out what it is that like a sense of like freedom and like flying and like I think what it's trying to communicate is this um to seek for what feels to you like you can spread. You can like spread out and I mean freedom is coming out really or spread your wings, but freedom is coming up really strongly with this one. Um do you have any questions?
Um, I mean, it's funny because I know it's like currently like I like I try to do so much or try to learn about so much, but it's like because am truly interested in everything. Like there's some things that I like try and I'm just like, oh, I don't really like it, and I do like kind of not pay attention. It's like kind of in the back, but um But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, because it's like I don't really know about it, so I want to learn about it. And then if I actually really like it, then I wouldn't know yet. So that's why
Mhm.
I'm kind of like, trying to learn about everything.
Mhm.
So, and it's like also, I don't know, like, it's like being able to do it. It's like, I guess also with like being more, I guess, capable, then it's like you kind of almost like it more. It's like doing a sport and you're not good at it and you still enjoy it, but you want to keep going. And it's like once you really know how to play or just do it, then it's almost like you like it more. So it's kind of like that in a way. So I don't know if it's, I don't know, because I actually am really interested in like everything almost. And it's like, I don't know.
I did get an answer. So, um, okay, so they're showing me a difference. So the solution that's being offered is that you're truly it's totally fine. Like when you are excited about something, you just be truly in the moment. But then there's a difference between owning it. So it's like there's this sort of a like you can truly enjoy it, truly be in the moment. Like let's say you're exploring and reading about something that you're really excited about, and you're in it and you're excited about it. Um, but then um, there's a slight difference that I'm being shown, which shows like an ownership of it, like you need to pursue, like pursuing it,
Yeah.
like you're owning it. So in the owning of it, it carries more weight. And it doesn't, it kind of locks it in a little more than if it were just, dabbling and kind of exploring and like sampling things. So I think the guidance that's being given is um fully enjoy, fully embrace like whatever it is that you're exploring, and that is absolutely in line with the resonate one over here. Um, but the instant you feel like you need to um own it, and I'm trying to ask what that means, like in terms of it ca- the only thing that I'm picking up from that is like it's like a heavier
Like a,
engagement.
like feeling it's like a burden almost.
Yeah, like a heavier sense of engagement. Like
Yeah.
now you're locked in. And yeah, the locked in part is another piece of it. So it's heavier engagement and you're locked in. Um, there was something else that came. Oh, um, there was the phrase like not enough, like feeling not enough. And sort of like there's an invitation to journal about this idea of the not enough, like um it's like the quantity over quality type of thing. Like why um why why engage in it in a heavier situation. um and if that resonates, then of course go through with it. um Yeah, that was the only thing that came through, like not owning it. And I think what that meant was just like a heavier level of engagement that then
Yeah.
causes like this locked feeling, you know. Um,
Do you think that also, because you were saying it like sort of lowers frequency, do you think it has to kind of do why I feel like a little disconnected with my guides in a way? Or maybe.
Lower frequency. So I'm trying to ask about the connectedness with guides. Um, I I think that was touched upon at the beginning of our reading. because I just asked and then I was reminded that it was sort of answered at the beginning, so I can try to rephrase it in a different way. Um, so there's a certain reverence for the guides, right? There's a certain sort of feeling like the guides have um the answers, or they have like information. And there's this invitation for a slight shift in that relationship with the guides, and and it's actually pretty small, but it's significant in what it will render. So it's like you are in you're thinking of yourself as a human being, and your guides sort of like in relation to you are like, here, for example. And the way that you're being invited to view them is more as if you're in combination with them or you are them. Um, like there's more of an engagement rather than like a separation. And I th- and I think they want you to bring that barrier of like you versus them closer to you. They want you to see yourself more as like as your guide, like
Mhm.
there's sort of you see yourself as the guide. And I think that makes a lot of sense with this card right here in terms of like they're here to um again guide us, right? They're here to guide us. They're not here to play any higher, not any higher, any stronger hand than that. And so they're really prevented from like um guiding us in a strong way in any direction. They're super gentle in the way that they guide us. So because they so highly respect our, free will, and like we're so powerful and they're aware of our power. So I think it's very important that they hand that power back, or they let you aware that you have that power. So I think that's the little shift is in the tuning in to the fact that your guides is really you, like the higher version of you. Like that's sort of
Yeah.
like, because what I'm seeing is like this you and then them in relation, and like it's like those circles kind of overlap, you know. Um so again, it's like a really slight shift, but it's monumental in the way that like you might view yourself, or you might view your guides in relationship to yourself.
Okay, yeah, I see. I think like the whole where you had said before it was like what was it? I think coming from me is not as valuable kind of thing maybe also.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what they were referring back to, because they were like,
Yeah.
we've already addressed this. That was like interesting because when I went back and asked, and like when I'm over here, I'm like asking, and they were like, that was the same answer. We already gave you the answer. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I should say it in a different way. So,
So is it related to both, I guess is what they're saying? Like it does relate in a way?
uh,
Because I was taking it as the first, I took it as the modality thing.
yeah, yeah, it's related to that for sure too,
Yeah.
because it's like you're yeah, because if foundationally the focus is off, right? If the focus is off, then everything that shoots off of that is going to be off. So,
Yeah.
yes, like foundationally they are related. Um, yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like they're just showing me like the line is being moved where like you're part of that like they're saying trio. I don't know what but you know what I mean? Like you're part of that.
Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
and so like trusting in that voice of yours as the guide.
Hmm.
Like your feelings, you're feeling moody or you're feeling joy or you're feeling at ease or they're like your nervous system, for example. Like if your nervous system is shot, that's information that you're then using to assess alignment. Like the
Hmm.
information that your body is processing is a way to assess alignment with spiritual stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
using
yeah.
that. Um, and then you'll use this information that you're assessing to figure out what kinds of things are extra or and yeah, you were saying everything that you do, you're enjoying, right?
Yeah. Well, interested, and then it's like, so like truthfully, it's like I'm interested in it, and then I start like, I guess like studying it, like tarot, for example. Like
Mm,
I was interested in doing it, and then I kind of wanted to like learn about it because I also got it as like it come up a couple of times that it's like something I kind of should be pursuing. So I'm like, okay, like I mean, I don't want to like do it and I don't know what I'm doing, so that's why I kind of want to study it. So I bought a book to read it, and I do like the book, but it's like I'm like looking at the whole book and I'm like, oh, I have to read like 300 pages, and it's kind of like a burden in a way. But at the same time, I do want to learn it, but it's like, it's not like something, I don't know. I mean, but that's with everything too, I guess, with like, because I've also read astrology and it's like really deep. So it's like I do enjoy it every time. Like I'm always like looking into it, but it's just like a lot of work and I don't mind the work. It's just like it's just a lot because it's like I want to do all this. I want to do like, study all this in tarot. I want to study all this. I want to study like so it's like a lot together. Um and so yeah, I can I mean that's kind of why. So that's why like in totality it feels like a burden, but it's just kind
mhm.
of hard to like distinguish like me being like excited about something and then but at the same time it's like I guess just like hard to do it all, which I'm trying not to at the same time. Like I try to just like limit to one book at a time and things like that, but it still feels like, to get there is like and that's where the heaviness feels, I think.
Hmm. Well, that makes a lot more sense because why this came through because they're I'm sorry, they're a little bit laughing because they're like, there's no way you can contain that much knowledge in one person, in a human being, right? So they're like saying there's like you're gonna read, not they're not saying just the tarot book, but they're saying like all the things that you're interested in. So they're like, this is where your guides come in. This is where you can help. You can have them help. Like they're like, ask your guides to send you the people that will give you this like the salient information, like and also uh, um they're strongly encouraging you to sift the information to what fits within you, like what not fits you. That's not the good word. Like, what, um, like, I don't want to say resonate again, but that's sort of the word, right? Like, what, um, matches your interest. And they're also saying, make a bigger umbrella. So that was the first time it's ever come through with the bigger umbrella. So the concept of the bigger umbrella is so you have this interest, this interest, this interest, this interest. They're all different, right? So you're making a bigger umbrella that somehow encompasses all those interests. So now you're in um, submission to that bigger umbrella. So the bigger umbrella might be, I don't know, living a joyful life, right? And
Hmm.
so, and numerology might come through and all this stuff. So in reality, you don't need to become a doctor of numerology or a doctor of this and that and this. You are now a doctor of your big umbrella. Does that make sense? So the big umbrella means that, like, what does cat is the big umbrella? You're the big umbrella. Like whatever thematic thing you feel like your life is about. So maybe in this lifetime, you no, you want to find you want to help people find self-worth, right? And so that's your big umbrella. That's just an example. And so all the things that you learn go underneath that. And so you're listening for the things that will be of use for your big umbrella. And
Yeah.
that's sort of another suggestion of how to play around with all these different modalities. And then you're still um the benefits to that is that you're putting a spin in it that's a cat spin, your own spin. It's your so you're and then you're mixing and matching modalities to make it a cat modality. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? So that's a way to keep your sanity without feeling like you have to get a doctorate in this and this and this. You figure out what your big umbrella is, like in this lifetime, whatever it is that you'd like to um, gain knowledge in and become an expert in, and then listen for, I'm being shown to do this, then listen for the things in all those modalities that give you those specific tools. And that's where your guides come in. Your guides come in once you decide what your big umbrella is. They will send you the right people, the right books, like the right phrases within books that will resonate more than other phrases within that same book. So then you don't have to feel like you need to carry that whole book. You just carry those one, two phrases. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Um, and um, the other thing that came through that was kind of interesting is that maybe it's a Akashic reader in me. So that you had a past life as a librarian. So that was like and like almost like an Akashic library type of librarian.
It,
So that makes a lot
it's
of sense.
it's so interesting because the other day somebody told me that before because it's my first time on Earth and it's like, starseed. So they said I spent a lot of time like researching Earth. So it's
Hmm.
like I always like studied and studied and studied and then I finally came. It was like everybody was like, okay, you gotta go now because you're gonna like miss your window. So
Yeah.
it's like so then that's kind of
So
like
funny because
the
I just
same
wrote
thing.
past life librarian and I was like, that's so weird. Like just yeah, yeah, like so you still have those sort of like
Like
this
tendencies. Yeah.
compulsion to kind of know everything. And you also feel like you have the physical ability to hold on to all of that. Um, um, but again, we're within a human body and we have certain limitations. So that's why the guides were like laughing because they were like, well, she's a human, like she's a
Yeah.
human now. So um um that's kind of funny. But it did feel like they were pretty funny though, like the two guys. So yeah, it was like they're like, haha, Um,
I don't know if it's mine. I keep hearing mine are like really like excited and laughing. I mean, I don't know if you work with mine or your guides or just in general guides. I'm not sure, but yeah.
well, the ones that I'm getting information from just made themselves very clear when they laughed. So I got a sense of their personality in the laughter because it was like, but then they were like, that's why we're here. Like we ask us for to send you the right information or this send us the right people or the right books, the right movies, the right resources, um, and even like us in the Akashic circle of light, that kind of thing. Um, we are always sharing information with each other. Let me see if there's anything else in here. We have a storm going on outside, so yeah, I hope the electricity doesn't go out.
Oh yeah, my over here got really dark too.
Oh yeah, I lost service yesterday while I was in the middle of a Zoom meeting. So,
Okay.
trying to think if there was any other. So you understood the big umbrella concept? Because
I
that
think so.
was
I think it's like whatever. Um, it's funny because it's kind of, and I kind of do that, I guess, about, I guess with kind of like everything almost. Like, because like, as you know, like we're gonna have like an organic farm and stuff, and I'm like, well, we can do soaps and we could do shampoos and we can sell like essential oils. And it's like, I want to do everything, and it's funny. And then, yeah, so it's like I'm trying also to do like kind of lessen that too, and it's I think just yeah. That's funny because it's I'm like I am like I'm like it could be good because of this and but it's funny I've said that to my husband though. I was like, it has to be and I even said like one thing or something like even like something that's like because I even said it like at restaurants I'm like you can't like offer all these foods. It would be better just to have like a small menu and then you just um
Mhm.
you offer that and then because you'll be really good at it where it's like easier like you're not gonna kind of like almost like a diner, you're gonna have to order all these things, all these different types of, foods to make. And compared to like a restaurant, which is just like, okay, like it's like a steakhouse, you just have these steaks or something. So it's like I've told him it's like, yeah, we have to like focus on one thing and it's like, but that focus, I'm like, oh, but we could do this with it and this and this and this. So it's like, yeah. So besides spirituality, also that's another thing. It's like for like herbal stuff and like organic stuff too. I'm like, oh, I also can do. So it's like so many layers, and I'm just like, I don't know. I guess because it's like I guess like you said, it's kind of limitless. So it's kind of like I want to do all these things because I'm like, oh, I can do them. So I'm like, I want to. And I guess when you say competitiveness, like in a way, it kind of resonates. Not that I want to be better than others, but I want to be the best at what I do, or at least like
Mhm.
also like not have that doubt because if I
Mhm.
like am doing something and I'm doubtful of what I'm doing, it's like I don't like it. Like I don't like being put on the spot to do something and then I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm like, I don't know. So then that's kind of why I think I wanna like really like know what I'm doing, like really research it because I wanna actually know. And I mean it's funny because I've always thought it was like because I'm like really truthful because I am, but at the same time I think it also has to do with um because I've always said like when I like as like a medium or something, if I'm doing something and I'm like not sure, I feel like it's kind of like lying. It's like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, how am I gonna say, oh, it's definitely this?
Mhm.
So I always thought it's like, oh, because I'm truthful, but then I think there's like a little bit of like the doubt in there. Um, so that's kind of what I've been trying to like clear and stuff too, but I think that's maybe where it's coming from as well.
Yeah, when I said competitiveness, I was worried that you take it wrong but
Oh
that's
no,
what
no.
came through and I was like, well, I'm gonna say it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, like I'm competitive, but I think with like myself, like
yeah.
even like in general, like I wanna, like because I'm like a hard worker, so I don't wanna like I try to like I'm not like the person that's just like does it like halfway. I'm just like whatever. Like I like really want to make sure I'm doing a good job, so I'm like competitive um with myself, and then like I guess with not with others, but like I see the what others have or like the gifts they have, so it's like I see the potential I can have.
Hmm.
I think it that way. So that's kind of why I'm competitive. I'm like, I can do this kind of thing. And it's like, I want to do everything.
Well, I just got that if okay, I just got the thing that I have to show you the umbrella thing, and then I have to address what you just said with it. So give me a second. I'm gonna try to God. Okay, here we go. So here's my paper.
Hmm.
Okay, so they're saying if anyone can do it, you can, and you can make it possible. And I feel like they also added in there that that competitiveness is not a mistake, and that little memory or a little touch of your past life librarian piece is there for a reason, and like it's sort of it's gonna like sort of like a motor. It feels like a motor in you, and that it just like has to keep going. Like it has to keep
Yeah.
getting more. So you can, if anyone can do it, you can in terms of the umbrella. So this like this let's say you're learning about, I'm going to try to draw an umbrella. So here's your umbrella of, let's say, what are you learning? Numerology or something, right? Okay, what are
Hmm.
your different worlds? You have the umbrella of
Astrology.
hmm,
Astrology.
astrology. Okay, and then you have what's another thing?
Tarot, I guess tarot.
Tarot. Isn't there like also like healthy eating and all that stuff?
Yeah, like I guess like health. I guess not
Health.
health. I
Well,
don't know. I don't even know the word now, but yeah, like I guess health, yeah.
yeah. And
Hmm.
then you have
And
your
then that comes
farm,
other umbrellas too, because then it's like
the
yeah, they go
sun.
yeah, the farm is like another
Yeah, and the farm and like eat like earth, right?
yeah,
Earth living
herbals
kind
and
of
stuff,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, so like basically they're like when they say expand your umbrella, they're basically saying come up with an umbrella that has these in there. And that's like that's the umbrella. So this is your theme, right? So there is a way that all of these things come under that theme. So let's say you're saying you're going to be in Costa Rica and you're going to create a restaurant, and it's going to like you're going to use, like it's going to have several aspects in there that like a little bit of everything, right? Um, esoteric stuff, or maybe like,
Yeah.
it's going to be local, whatever. It's going to be from the earth, you're going to grow your own vegetables. So like there is a way for all of this to go under one theme in a way that it in a way that it feels aligned to you, and that it doesn't, and the key to it is that it won't wear you down, because you're not becoming an expert in numerology. You're not becoming an expert in this or this or this or this. You're basically, um, within your theme, you're picking up the salient things that fall and feed the main theme.
Is it almost saying to like do basics almost in a way?
No, yeah,
No?
and my
Like
God,
no.
you're good. Well, they're cracking up again because they're like, you see, like like you can't. So the purpose of this, like not competitiveness, almost like perfectionism, like it's going to more of that. So the purpose of that is more so that, um, like it's like that energy. It's the motor that keeps it going. So, no, because you once you quiet your body enough and you quiet your mind enough and you create that system of simple, um, easily sort of, I don't know, there was that word again, repeatable system of like, calming your body down and like doing a routine, then you'll be able to easily discern. There you go. Discern what aspects of this and this and this feed that larger theme. So
Yeah.
you're kind of like a researcher. So there isn't, and don't look at it like you're just learning like crap, 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 crap. You're learning, you're discerning, you're learning and you're listening for, again, they're like, "Eh." So you're listening for what is going to add to that theme to make this.
Oh, so it's
So this is
I think
your art
it's like
right here. This is your art.
is it like what you I think said before that you take bits and pieces of it, not the basics, but like the parts that are most important and pull that out, I guess, in a way. Is that
Important
what?
to your theme.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, because you're like the artist of this theme.
Hmm.
And the artist uses materials that is already out there, have already been done. These done, 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 done. And you're just remixing. You're mixing it to be your theme. And that's what they're saying. If anyone can do it, you can do it. You can make it possible because um like you've got the motor and you've got the researching skills. So you've got the thing that says not enough, not enough, not enough. Keep going, keep going, keep going, right? And but the only piece that's missing is the part where like you shut your body, like you quiet down enough so that you can listen to what parts of all of these speak to that larger theme.
But how would I know it until I actually really not like so for example, I guess I mean I guess anything. Like I guess like tarot, how would I know how to do it, I guess like how to like what parts I could pick from it, like pluck the important parts out for the for the art
With this,
without really knowing it. And I
because
would
you
have to
will
know it
be tuned
first.
in, because you will be like this, trust that the discernment and the listening skills will increase with the very simple, repeatable little routine you're gonna create. Do you get it? So
Kind
it's like it's never gonna get to be a sharp listening device. Your attunement is not going to be strong if it's not done over time. So it's like trust that it increases over time.
okay.
The
So it's kind of like listen out for like you said people and like maybe like videos or something like that, not so studious but
Oh no,
more
when I say listen, I'm talking like quiet yourself down
yeah.
so that you are able to start trusting that inner voice.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you're
I'm
not
saying
like
it's like
looking outward for answers. You're like it's like a more
yeah.
internal thing.
But if I how would I know what I'm talk like how would I put it together if I don't even know the subject is kind of my question.
Oh, I see. The same answer is coming through with the sitting and the theme. You need to come up with the theme.
But I mean, let's say I'm like interested in I mean I just started tarot, so I guess tarot would be good. I know like one or two cards I just learned about. But like how would I integrate tarot not knowing anything about it is what I'm saying.
Mhm. Um, so initially you're just pulling the strings. So you're just like, okay, I'm interested. I'm interested. This is fun. This is good. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna now do free ones for people. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do, you're just pulling that string. Um, in time it becomes you're you're trying to put the cart before the horse kind of thing, where you want reassurance, like you want not reassurance, you want like you want the path, but there is no path. You're making that path. So the path is made by just um like you're sitting and you're like, okay, this is really fun. I really enjoy tarot. I'm gonna learn it. You don't, I'm not saying don't go crazy with tarot. Like if you are so in love with tarot, for God's sakes, yes, like you're moving with tarot. Um, the answer that was given because the question was, I have a lot of different interests, and sort of, um, how do like navigate life having all these interests
Yeah.
and I feel, it's a little overwhelming, right? So,
Yeah, like overwhelming to study it. But I'm saying it's like I feel like I have to study to understand if I actually like it.
right. But you have 24 hours a day. And again, you're in a human body. So you need sleep and you have a relationship and you have a home and you have pets, right? So within the time frame, um, it's funny that I'm being told that you have a human body because like that's like important for you to know. It's
Like I
like,
guess my unconscious doesn't still
yeah,
doesn't realize that.
yeah, like yes, that's wonderful that you want to do all this, but like there are limitations and within the limitation you're being given a guidance, not advice. You're being given guidance on how to work within those limitations to still explore all those things that you love doing, but without the um like the motor running out of energy, you know.
So so how is that like different what I'm doing now, like studying?
Um, the difference would be that you're having the theme is the difference. Like the theme will help you cull which is why this one came through, right? It will help you cull um and make it more manageable. So if you
That
have a theme and the theme is um being connected to every sentient being on earth. Let's say that's your theme, right?
mhm.
And so um and it doesn't have to be like a spelled out theme. It could um but it does help. Like if you think, okay, so then health wise, um maybe it will change the way that you're eating because you're not gonna go get cheap eggs that like abuse birds or something,
Mhm.
or um, it just depends. Like I think your focus on these micro, and I don't mean to call them micro, but like micro umbrellas is going to be more focused and directed based on your theme.
Oh, the big umbrella, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're just also being reminded that again, um, there's a certain like a little bit of like harshness towards yourself in terms of like you must, and that takes up a lot of um it clouds vibration,
Yeah.
like the must and the shoulds and the I'm not doing enough, like the not enoughness. All those are sort of energies that like drag or like kind of, bring you back to like fourth dimension, like just kind of way down.
Yeah.
So like acknowledging that you have acknowledging that you have limited resources, meaning you have a human body and like, how much time you have, you're not in a
Yeah.
convent,
Larger.
with not, you know,
I
sleeping and then
I
just
think I
awake.
kind of get it because I guess if I'm so like busy, I guess you could say the word. If I'm so busy, then I'm not really enjoying and not in that positive like vibration. I think it should be like not that I would be not working hard, but like um not to the point where it's like this is all I'm doing kind of thing, and then it's like, well, then that takes away the I guess the magic of it almost. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it clouds your vibration.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
then
so
it does cut you off from your own inner guidance and your guides. It cuts you off from being like on a lighter
yeah,
frequency.
like a more like you're saying like free also like a freedom like also like just being like I kind of get like more like it's like more light like okay I want to try this, and then if it's like not like oh I have to do this kind of thing,
Mhm.
it's different and
Well,
it's
and also on a spiritual level or on a, I don't know, like a quantum level, like you're also more solid. Like you're also just not you I, Did you do the QHHT training with?
No, not the 1 day.
Okay, so basically it's like you're um the more like you clear your energy and like
Hmm.
thoughts obviously have frequency and you're just on a different frequency, like a heavier fourth dimension type frequency where
Like work
it's
kind of thing.
turmoil. So if you're
Yeah.
within, that's pretty much like black and white, like it's like turmoil, which is like a cloud, which sort of weighs you down and you're not able to connect with yourself. So it does cut you off. So yeah, again, working within your limitations of the human body that you have, um, and use that skill that you have, that you obviously have about researching and just that not enoughness of like, I need to get more. That's a good thing. Like, don't think of any of this as a bad thing. Like, there's nothing bad. Those are actually good things. It's like they keep saying a motor, like it's a motor. It helps to keep you going, get you excited, exploring, engaging, living. It's like that white card, like it keeps you expanding. Um,
Yeah.
you know.
I think I think maybe also I just thought of it right now that um so I also besides spiritualism and all that stuff, I also have like besides health stuff, I also have like gym goals. Like I'm like, oh, I want to do a handstand, I want to start yoga and stuff. But it's interesting because yoga I've started recently and I'm just kind of having fun with it. I'm just kind of like going to a class. I did sign up for like an email thing, but I haven't really looked at it. But like I'm like trying to do it, so it's like still in the fun stages, but it's not like. And I mean, I do have goals. Like I always have goals for myself, like, oh, I want to do a handstand by the end of the year or something like that. But it's kind of still in the stage of like just trying it. It's not really like committing myself to it. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I just kind of got like the feeling of like that's gonna turn out almost better because it's like I'm not
Locked
being more
in.
serious about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we shared that at the beginning about like this thing right here about like this
Yeah.
open-endedness of it and not feeling like locked in.
Yeah.
Once you yeah, once you're like okay, yeah, once you're like a yogi, you're a yogi, right? And then you have to
Yeah.
there's like other sort of labels that come with it, like, like well, routines, like there's yeah, that's interesting that you're saying that. Um,
Yeah. It's just like goals and stuff. Like at the gym, like I'm like, oh, I want to do pull-ups and I'm like slowly going to it and but it's not like something I'm like I like listen to myself more, I guess, going to the gym because like it used to be like, oh, I want to like lift this amount of weight or
mhm,
whatever. Now it's more like if I need like if my body's tired, I'm like, okay, I'll take a rest day and I'm like a lot more in tune with my body in that way and I'm more like and then it's interesting because
hmm,
like when I go to Costa Rica, I don't go to the gym because there's not really a gym over there. I mean I could just do like, whatever without weights or whatever, but I usually don't do anything. So for like, so I kind of get setbacks because I go back to the gym. It's like, oh, I got to kind of start over, not completely over, but like it takes me about a month or so to get back into it. So, but then I notice that usually I can still go back to where I was. So it's like I'm not pushing myself like when I was like years ago and I'm like, oh, well, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do this. And now it's more of a relaxed kind of vibe
mhm,
for the gym. And it's like, and it's, I enjoy it more. It's like, it actually is like one of my favorite hobbies that I do. And it's like, because I'm just kind of like whatever about it. Like, I'm going to do this today and then I'm going to, like, I do have goals for myself, but it's not like locked in. Like, I need to do this by the state kind of thing. Like, how I would do other things, kind of. I mean, I did in the past. I was like, oh, I want to have it by then. Like, I want to do things, but I'm not like, I'm like a lot of times, like the last time I did my arms was like 2 weeks ago. Usually I like to do it 2 times a week, but I'm like, I the other day I was doing Tai Chi and I'm like, I'm too tired to like, I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, I was feeling my legs. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym tomorrow. And I haven't gone since like, I think since Tuesday or something, or Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. So for me, that's like, a long time. Like after like 4 days, I'm like, that's a lot. Um, so. I kind of see that with the gym. I'm like you're saying, the guys like listen to yourself, and like, and I
Mhm.
feel like I enjoy it more, and I feel like I don't know. I mean, it's just like I feel like with that, it's like, but at the same time, I'm like, if I focus more, I could be like an influencer or something like that. If I did this, so it's like that's kind of where I'm like, I guess competitiveness is like if I were to focus and study more, then I could have been this and I could have been that. And I mean,
Hmm.
like, I don't really want, like, I mean, I don't, it's still kind of like, oh, I could be like an influencer that leads like to like gym
Hmm.
stuff, but I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I kind of like, oh, I could have done this, but then I don't know. That's
Yeah.
kind of like a disappointment almost. I'm like, not
Mhm.
really, because I'm just saying I'm like, oh, like like in a year, if you like people that don't go to the gym, it's like if you don't go in, as like a year goes by, and you're like, oh, I should have started like a year ago, kind of thing. That's kind of the feel about it. Also with studying in general, I'm like, oh, well, if I could have studied, I would have known this much. So that's
Mhm.
kind of like the harshness also I put on it.
Yes,
You know?
yes. Well, they were when you started sharing about your gym, it was like, yeah, that's it. It was so funny. It was like, that's it. So, because you said I tune into myself more, and like they were like, take that and like apply it everywhere else,
Yeah.
where it's like, um, you know, I'm gonna like there's 100 exercises. Same thing with like tarot, right? There's like 100 ways that you could learn how to do different, tarots, or maybe there's like, there's 100 degrees of how high you can get with tarot, but you're gonna pick the things that speak to you.
So I kind of
Mhm.
understand with that with the gym. Like, there's some people that are like, oh, what's the best exercise? I hate doing these, but like they're good for you. And I'm like, I don't do any exercises that I don't like. I'm like, I look
Yeah.
for the exercises I like and I do those. Like if
So
I
that's a
I used to
like,
like running. Yeah, I
yeah.
used to like running now, but and then I just started hating it. So then I'm like, if I want to do cardio, I'll jump rope. Like, I'm not gonna like force myself and be like, oh, I gotta do Stairmaster today just because like, and I hate it just because it's good for me. Like I
Mhm.
would be like, I'd find a different way of cardio. If I like cardio, I'd go on like on a trampoline, like like do different things. So
Mhm.
I've never, yeah, I guess like for the gym, I've done that the most. Like I've really listened to like, I'm like, I try exercise, like nope, not doing that. I don't care how good it is. I don't like it. I'm not doing it. Like I'm there to like enjoy myself. I'm not there to like punish. So
Right.
yeah, I
So
think the
that
gym would be
everywhere
the,
else. Yeah, so
yeah,
just take that umbrella of gym, right?
yeah,
'Cause that's the big umbrella right there. And like I'm gonna do this. You're not gonna do every machine. You're not gonna do
yeah.
every crazy like
Which I try to do,
whatever.
which I like
Yeah.
want to. I'm like, I have that. I'm like, I want to. I'm like, I should have done this machine, but then I'm like, I forget it. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a perfect
yeah,
example. Because yeah, I heard it so loud in my head. That's it. Like that's it. Just apply it everywhere else. Just move
yeah,
the model of the gym to like tarot, and move that model of the gym to everything else, and see it in those eyes. Because within the umbrella of numerology, for example, there's like thousands of ways,
yeah,
could spend an entire lifetime writing books even, so they're like just make the ones that make you happy, the one that makes you feel fine, the ones that like kind of bring you joy. um like again, like this over here, there's a reason why this here, right?
yeah,
Like it's like X out what's unnecessary, what just doesn't speak to you,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I guess I don't know if there's anything that comes in, but like, how would I know if, like, I know it would be like my own kind of flavor and it would be successful, but it's like I said, for the gym, it's like, if I were a little more serious, then it would have been better kind of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the same thing, if I'm not as studious, then it's like, well, and not really comparing it to other people. I just compare it, just like I said, the possibilities, I guess. Like I could have been like as good as this person. Not to compare myself, but like just as an example, like I'd like to be on their level, but I'd be on my own level, but I'd be like this much more compared to like not, if I'm just like,
So
oh, whatever about
So
it.
the competitiveness makes sense with almost like with you. You're like competitive with yourself from
Yeah.
like the past, or like a minute ago, or like last year,
Yeah.
or So that does resonate in terms of that. But um, the not enoughness is there's a lot of that. Again, that's like the not enoughness. It's kind of like it almost feels like harsh. It feels like harsh, or it feels like um yeah, it does feel like it's almost like it's not enough unless it's
The best.
almost like an obsession with it
Almost
being like um a certain degree of professionalism, or I don't know how to even say it.
perfectionism, like what you said.
Yeah. Yeah, like it has to be um there's no such thing as just dabbing for dabbing's like dabbing for just the heck of dabbing. There's like it has to be formal, like a formal thing, you
Yeah,
know. Um so that could be more like a thing that um I like you're being encouraged to question it. Like why must it be formal, or why
yeah,
should it be, like push back a little bit against it? Um, why must it be so harsh? You know,
yeah,
can it is it good even if you're having fun, or must it be harsh? You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good
Like, does it need to be
generally. Yeah,
perfect
does it
almost?
do you need to have sweat equity in it in order for you to deem it valuable?
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I mean, like I said, I do yoga and I really like it, and that's.
Yeah, but I don't mean like sweating. I mean like in general,
Oh,
like
no, 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 I didn't mean
must
it
you go
either. I
through
meant,
the whole rigmarole in
yeah.
order
No,
for
I
you to
mean,
deem
as
it?
an example,
Oh, okay.
like I'm doing it, but I'm not like,
Mhm.
okay, now I gotta be a yoga person. Like I didn't even that hasn't even really crossed my mind. I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh, I want to do handstand. That's only really what I want to do, and and be able to do they call it human flag. I like do different like poses and stuff, but not like I don't want to like be like this amazing yoga person. I mean, it does cross my mind. I'm like, oh, that would be good to incorporate that. Like I'm always trying to incorporate that, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
But yeah, it's just
like,
kind of yeah, it's just kind of the fun of it though right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and keeping it there, and then the minute it starts getting serious, um, you just sort of ask why. Like, what is the purpose? Like, does it serve you anymore? Because it has to always serve you in a way that's joyful. And that's sort of like, again, like the tuning in and feeling out like how it feels to you.
yeah,
So like you just mentioned earlier, the influencer situation, like this, yes, you can ease like that's totally like go, 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 go. Like that's sort of like green go, like that's coming through, like go, go, go. But the instant there's the heart is missing in that situation, it's you need to stop,
yeah,
So like that's sort of the recipe that it will for it to constantly self-perpetuate and not wear you down.
yeah, yeah. I
It's
guess
like a
so. Yeah,
recipe.
yeah, it would be something that like everybody somebody like if I were to do a modality, it would be something I need to love because it has to
Mhm.
last like a lifetime basically. Like like
It's
last
like
year like a whole like
self-charging though. It's self-charging because the
yeah,
love of it keeps it going. So the minute it
yeah,
becomes a should or must, the
or like a
love
burden,
comes
yeah.
like gets squeezed out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen like people like in modalities and it's like, oh, I've been doing this for like 40 years and then they like so love it so much and then that's kind of what I want. Um yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
they do that, but it's like for me, it's like I always said that too. I mean, I've kind of always been that way too, like with um I mean, finding what kind of career I wanted to do too. I'm just like, oh, well, there's so many options. I'm like, I wish it would have been like I had two options. It would have been easier. It would have been just like this or like one thing. Because my parents are like, have said that too. That they're like, oh, my dad was like, I know I want to be a mechanic since I was like 8 years old. And my mom's like, I know I've loved kids since forever. I'm like, well, good for you. I don't like, I'd rather not have options. It'll be easier for me.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my God, you sound like me. I've always said that. I always hated those people in high school. I'm like, how do you know exactly? I had a girl in high school who wanted to be
Yeah.
a veterinarian. And then
Yeah.
she even became went to vet school and like done, you
That's
know?
it.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
how do you know what you want to do when you grow up? And do it.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us change our
Yeah.
minds
I
like
feel like it would have been
100
so much
times.
easier just to tell me
Yeah.
what to do and I'll do it kind of thing. Like, and tell me that's the only path. But then you see, like, I
Mhm.
could do this, I could be investing, I could be doing, it's like, I
Yeah.
want to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
just definitely being invited to take part in your own guidance and by using your tool, your body
Yeah. And
and
have
your
fun with
heart.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But wow. Wow. It's like I never know where these readings are gonna go. And like these symbols are just so simple and like kind of cool the way they just sort of come together. So
Yeah.
and they completely resonate. Or like kind of to me, I feel like they give lots of information that I don't know where it comes from. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, all right, I have a closing. Do you have another question before we go?
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
I have a closing prayer that I do just so we can like close it and um so if we're gonna take a breath and just connect with our heart. We offer heartfelt thanks for the luminous connection between our conscious awareness and our higher selves, our spirit, and the loving divine forces of the universe. Thank you for speaking through the cards and illuminating our path. May the healing frequencies, insights, and truths activated here continue to unfold across time and space, and may hidden layers rise to awareness and reveal themselves in divine timing. This connection remains alive within Cat, and we seal this reading in gratitude and light. All right.